Tsarist and Communist Russia, 1855 to 1917. Alexander II and Alexander III, attitudes and imposition of autocracy and key developments. Alexander II as a reactionary. He started to go back on his reforms for the following reasons. There were many assassination attempts, and reactionaries feared the spread of Western ideas. The national ethnic minorities were ruining Russia's strength. Education. Dmitry Tolstoy, who was the Minister of Education, put a tight control on it, eradicating the growth of liberal ideas. The Orthodox Church regained control over education, and literature, science, modern languages, and history were out. Instead, maths, Latin, Greek, and divinity were encouraged. Censorship was tightened, and teacher training colleges were set up to increase Tsarist control. They reluctantly accepted lectures to women at Moscow Uni, though. Police, law, and control. Peter Shuvalov was the head of the third section. This strengthened the police. They stepped up the persecution of the national and ethnic minorities. Searches and arrests increased. In 1879, the Governor-General was established. They could prosecute in military courts and expel political offenders. Open show trials were made to deter people from revolutionary activity. The Loris-Melikov Constitution. In the 1870s, the Russell-Turk War and famine, as well as the industrial recession, came into place. Further attempts were on the Tsar's life. They accepted that widening democratic consultation would stop the unrest. Mikhail Loris-Melikov, the Minister for Internal Affairs, wanted to release political prisoners, relax censorship, remove salt tax, and lift restrictions on the Semsvar. The first section was abolished, which meant the powers were transferred to regular police. On the 13th of March 1881, Alexander II was assassinated by the People's Will, a revolutionary group made up of the children of nobles. The first two bombs had missed, but the third was successful, killing him instantly. That day, he was on his way to sign the Loris-Melikov Constitution. Alexander III. He abandoned the Loris-Melikov proposals as he was raised conservative. In July 1899, he created the Land Captain, which had the power to override elections of the Semsvar. It was responsible for law enforcement and governing the countryside. In 1890, the Semsvar was put under government control. This was to channel away political discussions towards social services such as education, health, and local transport. There was changes in policing as the number of police increased and spies and counter-spies were recruited. There was also changes in the judicial system, partially reversed the reforms made by his father. In 1885, decree for the Minister of Justice to exercise greater control. In 1887, they could not hold open court sessions anymore and instead held closed, so there was no observers and no reporting. Also in 1887, property and education needed for jurors raised. Changes in education. In 1884, chancellors, deans, and professors had to be approved by the Minister of Education. Universities for women were closed, and university life in general was closely supervised. No more than 5 could be in a social group. Children of the lower class were restricted to primary education, which had been taken back over by the Orthodox Church. There was an increase in numbers of those receiving education, and by 1897, 21% of the population was literate. There was an attempt to stop revolutionary groups from forming, but this failed. Changes in censorship. In 1882, the government committee was established, closing down newspapers and putting on a life ban on editors and publishers. All literary publications had to be approved. Impact of the counter-reform. Reactions. In May 1881, the law reduced redemption payments. In May 1885, poll tax was abolished and inheritance tax introduced to shift the burden of taxation on excess. In 1883, the Peasants' Land Bank was established so that peasants could buy their own land. But why did they do it? Perhaps to forestall rebellion?